Look, I know exactly what's going through your head right now. You finally saved up $1,000. Maybe you skipped the Starbucks runs. Maybe you sold an old laptop. Maybe you picked up extra shifts. You were ready to be an investor. And then you open your phone. Every headline is screaming at you that the sky is falling. So now you're doing nothing. You're paralyzed. Your $1,000 is sitting in a savings account earning 0.01% interest, slowly being eaten by inflation while you wait for the perfect moment. Here's the hard truth I need you to hear. There is no perfect moment. If you wait for the all-clear signal, you will wait forever. And while you're waiting, the people who understand how money actually works are getting rich. Not because they're lucky, because they know that a market crash isn't a trap, it's a transfer. And if you're new here, my name is Nick, and this is Build the Bag. This is the place where we break down financial freedom, passive income, and side hustles into actual steps you can take, not just motivational quotes. We're about building something real, $1 at a time. If that sounds like your vibe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. It helps more than you know, and it ensures you don't miss the next piece of the puzzle. Now, back to the money. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to deploy your first $1,000 right now in this chaos so that you don't just survive this crash, you profit from it. I want you to imagine a bus. This bus is heading to a city called Financial Freedom. Every single day, that bus leaves the station. Some days, the weather is nice. Some days, there's a thunderstorm. Right now, there's a massive thunderstorm. The news is telling everyone the bus might slide off the road. So what do most people do? They stand at the bus stop, freezing in the rain, waiting for the storm to pass. But here's the thing. The bus is still running, and the seats are empty. The wealthy, they're already on the bus. They know that storms pass. They know that the destination doesn't change just because the ride gets bumpy. Your job right now is to buy a ticket while everyone else is too scared to board. Before we buy a single thing, we need the tool. And I know what you're thinking. Which app do I use? Robinhood, Fidelity, Vanguard? I don't want to pick the wrong one. Stop overthinking it. Here's the secret. They're all basically the same for a beginner. Fidelity, Vanguard, Charles Schwab, they're the boring, reliable banks your grandparents used. Robinhood and Webull are the flashy apps with the cute interfaces. If you're the type of person who needs hand-holding and phone support, go with Fidelity or Schwab. If you're comfortable with a slick app and you don't need to call anyone, Robinhood is fine. I'm using Fidelity for this example because it's free, it's trusted, and it's hard to mess up. Step 1, open the account. Transfer the $1,000. It takes 3 days to settle. Use those 3 days to watch the rest of this video and plan. Don't just throw money at the first thing you see. We have $1,000. The first $800, 80%, is going into the foundation. And no, the foundation is not Bitcoin. It's not the hot stock your cousin told you about at Thanksgiving. It's not options trading. The foundation is the S&P 500. I know, it's boring. You want the 10x stock, you want the meme coin that goes to the moon. But here's the reality. 92% of professional hedge fund managers, people with Ivy League educations and supercomputers, fail to beat the S&P 500 over 15 years. If they can't beat it, what makes you think you can? Think of this like building a house. You don't start with the chandelier. You don't start with the paint color. You start with the concrete. It's ugly. It's boring. But without it, the house collapses when the wind blows. The market crashing, that's the wind. The S&P 500 is your concrete. It's 500 of the strongest companies in the world. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, they're not going to zero. And when the market recovers, which it always has, every single time in history, this concrete will be worth more than you paid for it. I'm buying VOO, or VTI if I want the total market. Set it and forget it. Now, the next $100, 10%, is for education, but not the kind of education you're thinking. I'm not telling you to buy a course. I'm telling you to buy a stock that you actually use and believe in. Look at your life. What do you touch every single day? What brands do you actually love? If you're an Apple user, if you have the iPhone, the MacBook, the AirPods, buy $100 of Apple stock. If you can't live without Amazon Prime, buy $100 of Amazon stock. If you think NVIDIA is going to power the future of AI, buy $100 of NVIDIA. Why? Because when you own the stock, you start paying attention differently. You'll check the news differently. You'll care about their product launches differently. You'll feel the market in a way you never have before. This $100 is your tuition. It's not about getting rich from this one stock. It's about learning how the game works. If it goes down 20%, you've lost $20. That's 2 Chipotle bowls. But you've gained experience that no book can teach you. If you're finding this valuable, here's a quick ask. This channel is all about helping you build the bag, whether that's through investing, side hustles, or just smarter money habits. If you want to keep building with us, smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and it lets YouTube know you're serious about your financial future. All right, back to it. The last $100, the final 10%, is for the hedge. This is the fun money. This is the what if money. And during a market crash, the best hedge is something that moves opposite to the stock market. I'm looking at 2 things here. Option A, gold. Not physical gold. You don't want to store bars under your bed. An ETF like GLD or IAUM, gold tends to hold its value when stocks are falling. It's the financial world's security blanket. Option B, fine art. I know, it sounds ridiculous. I only have $100. How can I buy art? But platforms like Masterworks let you buy fractional shares of multi-million-dollar paintings. And here's a stat that blew my mind. Contemporary art has actually outperformed the S&P 500 over the last 25 years, 14% annually versus 9.5%. During the 2008 crash, while the S&P was getting cut in half, the art market barely flinched. Why? Because billionaires aren't selling their Picassos to pay for groceries. It's a different game. I'm putting $100 into one of these. It's small, it's weird, but it diversifies me in a way that my friends won't think of. All right, we have the plan. $800 in the foundation, $100 in the education bet, $100 in the hedge. But here's where most people screw up. They buy this stuff, and then they check the app every 20 minutes. If it's green, they get happy. If it's red, they panic and sell. You cannot do that. Here are the 3 rules you must follow. Rule shown. Time in the market beats timing the market. You are not a day trader. You are an owner. You own pieces of companies. You don't sell them just because the price dropped last week. Would you sell your house because Zillow showed a lower estimate today? No. Same logic. Rule 2, ignore the news. The news makes money when you're scared. They want you to click. They want you to panic. The headline market crashes gets more clicks than market does nothing today. Turn off the noise. Rule 3, add fuel to the fire. When you get your next $1,000 from your job, from your side hustle, from birthday money, you do it again. You buy more, especially when the market is down. That's called dollar cost averaging. It's the cheat code. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the market is going to be fine tomorrow. It might go down another 20% next week. It might get worse before it gets better. But here's what I know. The S&P 500 has survived world wars, depressions, pandemics, and 2008, it's still here. And if you buy today, while everyone else is terrified, you are buying at a discount that people 5 years from now will wish they had. Your first $1,000 is not about getting rich overnight. It's about building the habit. It's about getting in the game. Because the people who win in the long run aren't the ones who timed the bottom perfectly. They're the ones who showed up. So here's my question for the comments. Which of these 3 buckets are you most excited to start with? The boring foundation, the education bet, or the weird hedge? Let me know down below. I read these and I want to hear your plan. And if you want to keep building your bag with us, hit that subscribe button right now. We drop videos every week on passive income, side hustles, and exactly how to grow your money even when the economy looks scary. Join the community. We'll see you in the next one.